Hello everyone. It's Sunday, so that means we're streaming. I'm Oni Black Mage, and today we are going to be playing Battlefield 1. Or rather, we're going to be playing the campaign for it. Which I understand now is something that's divvied up into war stories. So they don't have a straight, continuous campaign like they have in some of the Battlefields in the past. It's now just like six little vignettes, basically. And I hear they're supposed to be, loosely based on events or people or battles that actually happened, but we'll see. Other than that, kind of like how we did the Call of Duty, like these were Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 are the next couple things we'll be visiting on Sunday Squad. And the reason why is because when those games came out, again, I got them, but for some odd reason never got around to playing it. I used to be very big on Battlefield in terms of playing it very consistently, but fell off. I don't even miss the series anymore. My personal favorite Battlefield for, like, say, single player, in my opinion, is still Bad Company 2. I think it's the best one. And Battlefield 1, I remember dropping off so fast because, for me at least, they botched progression and limited so many options. Now it was all about rewarding loot boxes, and there was such a small selection of guns and vehicles and customization. It was terrible. It was like, why is everything so stripped down? It was nuts. And I was not a fan of that. And they did an even worse job in Battlefield 5. But they do have a single player mode, and that's something I'm more interested in playing, so let's see how things go by. Let's start. I am Oni Black Mage, so I will play as me. Welcome. I would like to play the campaign. Alright. It said there were 6. I mean, there were 6 dots. Harlem Hellfighters. I remember they were the title guys. But I wonder why they don't have a number on them. So you have these 5, then you have Harlem Hellfighters. So I guess we'll do that order then. We'll just go in numerical order. Okay, here we go. I love the Battlefield classic theme. That to me was one of the things that I was always sad about seeing gone. And granted, I enjoyed Battlefield 4, but in my opinion, it sucked that they, in my opinion, just kind of got rid of the old classic World War II Battlefield 1942 theme. Still one of my favorite themes in gaming. Love that theme. That theme is epic. And to hear it again, evokes such strength. I love it. Alright, it looped. I just wanted to hear it loop back. Alright, through mud and blood. The British Mark V tank is an armored beast designed for a single purpose, shattering enemy lines.
My granddad fought in the Civil War. Before I left, he told me what it takes to stay alive, but nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. New machines of war, like the tank, could sometimes change the battlefield overnight. Luckily, they were mostly on our side.
Yeah, mostly. Alright. I remember one thing that was interesting in this game that they did was that there's no traditional respawning of your character because there is no character. Everyone here is a soldier. And so when you die, it just gives you a short epitaph. And then you just switch over to another guy who happens to be there. It's interesting the way that they do that. I guess it provides a lot more weight to the fact that when you die, you're losing a person. It's a subtle but I think appreciated move. Yeah, early tanks were garbage. Oh, I forgot to turn on subtitles.
Edward. Sir. Townsend. Come on, you miss all the fun. All artillery! Fire! I've been looking at your papers.
Don't worry about me, sir. I'm ready to do my bit for king and country.
Listen, son, you find forward and reverse when you're told you'll do all right for me. Grab those, would you? Come and meet Big Bess. Woman of your dreams. And our new driver, boys.
Whoa, no, don't swear. She does not like it when you swear. Finch. You've done this before.
Done what before?
Mind your business with manners. Listen, don't worry. She'll look after you, yeah?
All right, boys.
Just like she looked after the last driver.
This is the big one. Our orders are to punch through the German line, destroying artillery positions as we go. Finch.
Yes, sir.
After that, we'll advance on the French town of Cambrai, where I have been assured there is wine, women, and song. So you should enjoy that.
Ha, McManus won't. Jesus. Are we in safe hands or what, boys?
All right, McManus. Remember, boys, do your jobs, take care of each other. Big Bess will take care of you.
May Lord have mercy on our souls.
We'll get through this together, right, Edwards?
Right, sir.
Full ahead, driver!
Okay, we're in this.
The damn bird is shedding.
Malted, McManus. Bird's molt.
I'll pluck every feather off that damn...
Easy there. That pigeon could save your life. It's our only line of communication.
You good up there, Edwards?
Yes! Starting to get the hang of it.
What'd you do back home?
Drove. A car. I was a chauffeur.
All stop! This is far enough. Infantry will go in the first whistle. Then we follow.
Heavens above. You ever seen anything like this?
I have, I'm sorry to say.
Listen, we're going to cut down the guns up by that windmill. Give our boys some room. That's our
Piccadilly Mill.
full ahead!
Oh, we're driving now. Okay.
See that tank, Edwards? Don't get us stuck in the mud like that. They got one of ours! Eyes front, drive!
We're gonna avoid ugly big sinkholes like that for sure. Get out of here, guy. Yoink.
Field gun! Move and get a clear shot of those field guns!
I appreciate not being a target, new boy!
We're moving slow. Finch, what's the matter?
Engine's fine, sir. He's the mod.
Hold position here. Clean out all the German guns. Come on! The Brits don't give up like the Bulls have!
I mean, I'm in a tank. Why the hell am I fearing this? Where is their artillery, though?
Boys are moving up!
Continue suppressing fire. Keep them on their heels.
Roger that.
Briggs is on the retreat!
That's it. Hold them. Keep them suppressed.
What does that icon mean? Alright, objective down.
We're righteous men. Good job, lads. Now we take the next trench line. Hit that gun and move.
What's the money?
Get us out of the mud.
Bam. One thing that Battlefield always did a great job of is environmental destruction. They're always... Ooh.
There's a field gun!
Watch it, boys.
Boys, to keep this gun!
Keep your eyes peeled for more of those guns, lads.
Anti-tank grenades!
Armor can only take so much, new boy. Our boys need us. Turn this thing around. Watch it. Hold here and clear the area. Ensure our boys have time to move up.
The king gets on to land!
Good job. But remember, he's still young.
Where are we getting shelled from? Oh, right there.
We're heading for the ruins. Clearing a path for infantry.
Oof.
Cannons
Hey, how's it going, friend?
Hit it!
I'm just playing the vignettes. I've always wanted to play the story mode of this. I never had the chance to when it came out a while back. And so, to me, I'm just experiencing the story for the first time.
Hold this position. Mop up the remaining Jerrys. Stay focused, boys.
I often like to use Sundays as a chance to catch up on my backlog of stuff that I never had a chance to play. And you know what? Since we got plenty of time right now, we got plenty of time right now.
What the hell are you doing? We need to get back into the fight.
Because I haven't played this, and I haven't played the campaign for 5 either.
Clear gun, clear.
Need to keep it running!
Got it.
We are horribly on fire. Didn't even know it had a repair function. Get shell here and repair. I heard 5 was very meh. I think it's been how many years since 5? I think like 2, maybe 3 years since 5. I wonder if they're going to announce a new one anytime soon. I know EA is loving their
Hey, bitch, did you see that one?
We got them!
You're messing with the wrong crew.
I know they're loving their Battlefield or Battlefront 2 right now, but I can't help but wonder if
One less MG.
they're gonna return to Battlefield anytime soon.
Heavy Germanic fire!
Heads down. Throw dead. Can't move, Hitch. I need you out there. Take a look. Watch your road, Spencer. Edwards, get on and lend him a hand.
Oh, nice.
You good? You sure?
Oh, there goes Finch. Oh, so they actually are working on a Battlefield 6, huh? Okay. Makes sense for something next gen. That's a big wrench.
Together, lads! Just get us moving! You don't come on! We gotta move! Edward, get us back and get back in here!
Yoink.
Get a move on, driver. Took on a damn Jonah, and the bitch she's gone. Amaris, pull yourself together. Get us to that village. Their artillery's holed up there.
Get a move, lad!
Let that go. Field guns, watch out.
And we're just gonna run through here.
Field gun, go, go. Gun done, go. Where that shot come from? Great job, lads. Let's find the rest.
I think it's good when games take a break. Getting exhausted and having a bunch of like old retired games or having games be too similar to each other, it's never a good thing in my opinion.
Got it. Now move.
Should always take the opportunity to try some fresh ideas. I mean, because the Star Wars license worked out for them in the end. Ton of controversy in the beginning, I remember.
That's two. Atta boys.
Boink.
That was the last one. Village is ours. Stay clear of the field gun.
I can definitely say the visuals have always been one of their strongest parts. And this is no exception. This is really impressive. I think that tree took that shell. Take its time to repair. It's like World of Tanks over here.
Looks like they're ready for armor coming in. Keep your eyes open. Someone pick that tank apart.
Tank killers! The Germans got tank killers!
Come on! The enemy in position by the farm.
Okay. It's funny for me, I'm not sure what it's like by you, but a lot of my coworkers are handling the social distancing slash forced quarantine in a lot of different ways. Some of them have gone back to MMOs, some of them are doing more tabletop, which we were just talking about earlier. And I've been invited to some of those. Tabletop is always a sensitive issue for me because, yeah, I'm always interested in running a game or playing in a game, but to me, unless it's something that I know is going to be a commitment, I can't help but feel it's a waste of time. I don't like doing things half-assed. Never have. Big Willie's Farm.
Taking this position. You're going the wrong way.
Chill here and repair.
Grenade incoming.
Do something!
Yeah, I've heard good things about Escape from Tarkov. Modern Warfare is really good. And honestly, they just keep making it better too. I'm really impressed by how much they've added. Like, there's so many modes now, and a lot of them are really well done. I think they knocked it out of the park with Modern Warfare, I really do. I think it's, in my opinion, the best Call of Duty game in like the last 6 or 7 years. Excellent single player, excellent multiplayer. Like, they just, it's hitting on all fronts.
What's that gun?
People are always going to hate what's popular. You're never going to change that.
Driver, what are you doing? Take us back into the fight.
Whoops. Doesn't want me to just roll up there and run over that thing, I guess.
Our boys need us. Turn this thing around.
Yeah. Alright, tank. There we go.
Let's show this show what happens when you mess with the king's lads!
Keep pushing on, lads. We're soon taking this spot.
It's funny because I love Monster Hunter World. Like, I love Monster Hunter so much. And I hear it's a constant debate because Monster Hunter World is already a better quality of life Monster Hunter in terms of taking out a lot of the grindiness one has to do. And I hear Dauntless is like that, but takes out even more of the grind. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to take care of too much of the grind. But if there's something I would like to get rid of in Monster Hunter World, it would be the necessity for so many rare drops. I get that's what fuels the game and endgame. But man, like, just to farm stuff over and over and over when it's like, is there not a faster way to do some of this stuff? I've watched people play Dauntless and it looks super good, but I've never actually played it myself. Yeah, I love Monster Hunter. Yeah, I might give it a shot. I know it's free. It looks super cool. Yeah, I don't mind the grind. I mean, when you play Monster Hunter, you're signing up for the grind. That's entirely the point. My question to you is it something one can play solo, or is it a group game? Like, you have to play this thing socially. Because I'm more of a solo hunter. Oh, don't get stuck in this mud. Don't get stuck in this mud. Chill and repair right here. There we go. I was about to say, it's like, oh man, they're climbing all over me. Okay, that was supposed to happen. Grab the pigeon! Grab the pigeon! Maybe I don't understand the context, but why is releasing... When I said don't... Okay, so release pigeon. So what did releasing that pigeon do? And now we're a pigeon. That's not what I expected. See, what the game didn't count on is me being navigationally challenged, and so I'm a messenger pigeon that has no idea where I'm going. Which is apparently wrong. This pigeon needs to return to the combat area. These flying controls are weird. They are so laggy. Like, I feel like I'm, like, steering through molasses. Now, I've never been a bird before, so I can't comment on how it is to being, like, a real bird, but, yeah, this thing is fighting every control I give it. I can't tell if it's reverse or not. Okay. See, like, it keeps doing that. It keeps wanting to fly super high. Man, flying as a pigeon sucks. Stop wanting to fly super high, pigeon. What are you doing? The hardest part of fighting this war is being a pigeon. Not what I would have expected to say. I guess it wants us to reflect on the path of carnage that we've led so far. I guess maybe we hit, yeah, all these random thermals, I guess, is what we're hitting.
Messenger pigeon! Incoming fire! Message coming in! Orders! Sir, new fire mission. It's Townsend, sir. Sir! 3, 6, 4, target!
So are we shelling ourselves?
Here it comes, boys. Nice serving with your lads.
McManus, I never had a chance to say that you were an asshole. I know, right? Like, if I was actually the pigeon, I would have, like, appeared at the opposite camp. And they'd be like, why the heck is this pigeon 4 miles off where it's supposed to be? Yeah, it makes sense. Releasing pigeon kills us all.
You have the look of the devil, Townsend. Is that right? All we got out here is blind orders and chance. Which you'll do for us first, you reckon?
I'm sick of your lip, McManus.
I mean, at least you're alive to be bitching us out, McManus.
Aye, aye, sir.
If you regret that decision, just feel free to step on out and start walking.
Give us a break. Give us a break. Come on. Come on, miss. Come on, stop. Stop, big miss. Stop. It stopped. Are you just gonna stand there?
Hell. There's fog up ahead. I can't see more than 20 yards.
We're pushing through. Edwards, I'll drive. You jump out and scout ahead.
How about McManus scout ahead?
Be a hero, lad.
He's so loud, I'm sure, you know, he'll attract attention and let us know where he is too.
Let's all get through in one piece, eh? If you get into trouble, we'll be right behind you, lad.
I don't know why, this is just the first thing that distracts me, is that I know the first-person perspective always changes from game to game, but for some strange reason, I feel like our camera is a little low compared to, like, where we're holding our hand and our gun. Like, where... I don't know, I just prefer my gun a little lower in the screen. Guess it doesn't matter, we're just looking at where we're aiming anyway. It's ground textures. I like looking at the environment. Like, somebody took time to put all that mud there.
Edwards have a recce up ahead. There's a gun you'll need to deal with it. If things go south, you'll come in blast. Otherwise, we'll bring Vess up when you give the signal. We'll wait here. You know what to do, Edwards.
Alright, so haven't played this. Let's see what the options are. Alright, let's see. Grenade, spot, sprint, gas mask. Cool. Whoa. I don't want to go in guns blazing, but I got the most delayed reaction. Alright, we're going loud. I'm on fire. And there goes me. Shouldn't have jumped in the fighter. And there goes Edwards. Bye, Edwards. Hey, Dark. Welcome in.
We'll wait here. You know what to do, Edwards.
So you guys are still playing remote D&D? All right. Okay. I thought hiding in the plants would do something. Plants did nothing. They can see better in plants and fogs than I can. Yeah, roll 20 actually. Still kicking it, huh? Oof. Yeah, you're welcome.
Edwards, there you are, lad. Magic driver, that's magic. Didn't even know there was a war on, eh?
Yep. That's why they call me a black mage.
Through the wire. I can't see a damn thing. Edwards, get up front and lead us through. Don't get too far ahead.
That's pretty impressive. 4 or 5 years? That's always really good.
Looks like there may be trouble up ahead. You go scout, and if everything is all right, give us a signal. We'll come to help if we hear any trouble.
It's also nice that you found a good group that you can roll with. I think part of the reason I haven't rolled with any group is because I've tried a couple tables, and for the most part, I don't know, I just haven't found a group that I enjoy hanging out with. It usually ends up being the case where more than half the group I just can't stand as people. And I'm like, I just feel like I'm wasting my time. I'm just not having fun being around these people. And, you know, I find it's very seldom the DM. I don't have a problem with most DMs. There have been a couple of DMs and I'm like, no, this campaign sucks, and your storytelling is terrible, or you don't enforce the rules enough. But more often than not, it's the group. If I'm not having fun with the group of people I'm in, I'm out. How did that not hit? Use his field gun as cover. What you gonna do about it? Yoink. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. If I ever wanted to take initiative, I could have taken the 1 or 2 people from the groups that I did like and form a group of people that I did like. Yeah, that would have been the smarter move, but a little too late for that.
Tell you what, glad you're on our side, Edwards. Best is taking a real hammering. Get your toolkit and do what you can. Good work. Watch yourself.
Bang, bang. Alright, you're good. It's funny too. I played on Roll20, of course, and I played on in person. And while I prefer doing the online one, for some reason I keep running into people that, despite the ease of it, the fact that you could access it, I think even from your phone, I seem to have run into more people that are more absentee on Roll20 than in real life.
I need you to push ahead and clear the way for us again.
And I'm like, I don't understand it. This is literally more convenient. And how are you more late or absent than before? No-shows to me are just the worst. It's like, what's so hard? We agree on time, we agree on a schedule. I mean, unaccountable people are going to be unaccountable people. Man, these people have amazing eyesight in this fog. Can't stealth for anything here. Well, I'm going to take that tower and get some high ground is what I'm going to do. Whatever. Shit. Alright, into the bunker we go. Get danger closer, guys. Yeah, working on it. I forgot this is Battlefield, you can shoot through things. Alright, you guys already took care of that? Cool. You know, I was just thinking that the other day too. It's like, man, if only there were places like Cece's Pizza that were just so chill with letting us relax in a corner and just giving us infinite pizza and soda all day. Man, that was honestly the high point. That was the best. Loved it. I really doubt there's places like that anymore.
Watch our back. Bess took a beating on that one. We nearly lost her. Have a look at Bess. She needs some love and
That's a lot of damage.
We're good to go.
That'll do it. According to the map, she'll soon be out of these sodden woods. Need to get
Oops.
across this here bridge, and then it should be much fun. Still need you to scout. Hold the bridge! Germans, let 'em have it!
You're fine. Keep going. That's not good. At least the fog's gone. I think we're good. Alright, you have a good one, my friend. Good talking to you. I know it's been a while, but maybe next time you start up something simple on Roll20, send me an invite. I'm actually thinking about doing something on the Discord. Maybe with a little bit of the community.
There's a bunker on the ridge up ahead. Looks well defended too. Those field guns could quickly ruin our day. You go in, clear out those guns, and we'll move up and finish them off.
Oof. At least there's no fog. Okay. Alright, catch you later, friend. What do I didn't get for a nice sniper rifle? Seems so quiet, but except for that one dude, but I guarantee there's gonna be a million dudes spawning and swarming around here. Man, those guys can see forever. Alright, let's see if we can stealth kill some dudes. That's gotta be painful. And you're done. And you're done. Gotta say, being sliced by a shovel, probably pretty painful. I mean, being real, being sliced by most things, pretty painful. Cannot open that. Whoa, what a colorful gun there. Oops. Thank God he's not paying attention. By the way, let me know if the balance is okay. Every time we have a new game, I never know if I'm too soft. There's Grim. Or if I'm too loud. Alright, so you're dead. I wonder if I could steal that little tank. Look at that amazing Technicolor tank there.
Ich muss pissen.
I wonder if I were to enter that tank if my guys would try killing me. Oh, I got my sniper rifle. Alright, we're gonna take that tank. Cool. Where are the reinforcements? There we go. Come on, little tank. Alright, who else? Miss. This is a bad spot. Get him, guys. Man, repairing other guys is so much faster than trying to repair yourself. I guess it makes sense? I don't know. Gotcha. Okay.
Well, that's enough fun and games for a Tuesday. Get in and drive, Edwards. Let's get out of here.
Let's do it.
Good work, boys. You've done Pritch and Finchy proud. Now, let's get Bess out of here.
So she needs new spark plugs.
Oh, let me just run out and get some.
Check how far that village is. Can you see it, son? Can you see the village?
Yes. Yes, I see it.
And what about our tanks? Can you see any of our tanks down there? Edwards?
Yeah. But they're not ours anymore.
Sounds like whatever Bess needs is down in that village.
All right. Let's go, Everett. Let's go.
Good luck.
Thanks. Don't die.
Come over here. That tank is going nowhere and he'll be dead by morning. We're fucked.
What's it here? You're just gonna abandon the mission, are you?
Don't you get it? Finch, Pritchard, all of us. We've been fucked all along.
If that's what you want, McManus, then just go.
Don't you ever talk to me like that. I've ran more fucking missions than you have had hot dinner, son.
McManus, just fucking go.
And then what are you still doing here bitching about it? Good lord. This man wants to have it both ways. He's like, I want to get out of here. Fine, get out of here. I don't want to get out of here.
So much for we're all in this
okay.
together. All right, find the parts, get the tank running, don't
Yeah.
die.
Good thing I picked up a sniper rifle. Ooh, silencer. There we go. What the heck is he doing? I'd say it's like he was fused with that tank for a second there. Do love me a good sniping mission. Let's see. I guarantee where I need to go is not just down there. Okay, guess we'll go back down. Use binoculars. Man, these guns get so dirty. I was barely through the mud and it's already caked in mud. It says hold for binoculars, but I'm not getting the binoculars. Let me check controls again. Darn, the guy who was there, I should have shot him. That's right. One, he goes and investigates. And there we go. Okay. There was a guy on the road there, and he's not there anymore. So I know there's at least one other guy running around. There's gotta be a guy around here too. I know there does.
Nice one. One down, free to go.
Man. Okay. We need ammo. Shit. Oh, botch that up somehow. Okay. Need ammo, need ammo, need ammo. I don't think this is lightly guard. Oh, shit, it's not. Holy crap, I was about to say, it's like, jeez, the fire on that thing, the range is nuts. I didn't realize there was a flamethrower man there. First time seeing one. Just gonna avoid flamethrower man. I don't want to ride the horse. I want to get spark plugs.
Hältst du eigentlich irgendwann mal die Schnauze? Ganz ehrlich, ich kenne keinen, der so viel redet wie du.
Alright, so clearly you can't melee those guys either. I'm learning something new. Remember, I haven't played Battlefield before. Or Battlefield 1 before. So I'm like, okay, I guess you can't stealth kill armored guys. Alright, good to know. I guess blowing up their backpack like it wants me to do is the best way of going about it. Alright, we'll do it that way. What I need is an ammo crate. Okay. Shit.
Halfway there.
And Animaster, currently, we are trying to steal spark plugs so we can get our tank back on the road. That's where we are right now. Otherwise, we're shooting Nazis. My mistake, they're not Nazis, they're just German soldiers. This is World War I, not II. Tried being stealthful, went south. Now we're doing things the loud way. And I could have done this more silently, but unfortunately just ran out of bullets for my silenced weapon. These guys have unreal sight and sound sensory. It's amazing. And nobody has ammo crates. Kinda sucks. Loud is certainly loud. That's the Flamethrower Man. Flamethrower Man is not a fun man to be around. There are 6 sort of vignettes in this campaign for Battlefield 1. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Alright. And so it's not a straightforward campaign. It's mostly a collection of 6 short stories that I can only presume. I think they're trying to make it out as, these things happened in the war. I'm like, it may have. There probably was a case of a tank crew that ran out of spark plugs and needed to go behind enemy lines and grab some more. That probably happened at least once.
Ich muss was trinken.
What just absolutely sucks is the fact that I really want ammo. And there are just no ammo boxes. I guess I just want you to pick up and roll with whichever weapons you have. How did you see through that mask? I guess I might as well take his since mine doesn't have any ammo. Even though mine's a better gun. Speaking of loud, am I balanced well? What the heck just blew me off there? Is there a tank? There's a tank, isn't there? Okay, that's a heavy artillery. This is actually what I needed. Yoink.
Just one more.
Just one more? I thought I needed 3, not 4. Alright, well, since we're loud. We're still on the Xbox. I'm going through a lot of stuff that I have on backlog on Xbox. It's a lot more convenient than me having to switch out stuff. See, old school flamethrower man. We are running low on ammo. The only thing the flamethrower guy has going for him right now is the fact that, for some reason, you can't sneak attack him. I found out the hard way. You cannot sneak attack. Let's see, where's this last tank part? I thought it was over here already. Are you telling me that when I died, it reset my progress? It did. Premiere is pretty fun. I know.
That's all of them.
I know for the most part, RPGs just dominate the channel, and so for the stand, I was only like maybe like 100 people that came out, but it was nice. The Resident Evil crowd is super nice. That's one thing I like about them, is that they're a very nice crowd. Something about shooting biological zombies and other monsters really brings out the best in people, I suppose.
I lost my way back there.
If they want me to be sympathetic to this guy who's been a jerk, then no.
We'll find one. You're the driver.
Oh, now we're buddies, I guess.
Nice work, boys.
Yeah. We did good, didn't we?
Aye.
I like how in the matter of just him stealth killing a dude for me, everything's forgiven.
Let's get moving.
I've done everything right. Everything. My whole sodding life. All I've done is live my life by the manual. By the manual! What's wrong with you? You stupid, bloody machine! Come on, Bess. Pull yourself together and work with me here. Fuck's sake, I thought you liked to bloody well fight!
Play the Battlefield theme.
Hey, Edward! She likes it when you swear, boy! All right, Edwards. Rendezvous is past those hills in the distance. Just find that village down there. All right, lads. Hang on. Here we go. Left flank. Capture tanks moving into the village.
Steady, lads. We're well behind Jerry's lines now. No way of knowing what we're up against.
That's a cheerful thought. Come on, lads. We've held together this long. Let's not...
I should have blown up those
Old Bess has got us this far.
heavy artilleries when I was
Get us
down
all the
there.
way if we do our bit.
Alright. Because right across the bridge there's two anti-tank guns, and that's not going to be nice for me. We'll just stay a wee bit off the main road. Honestly, I'm not worried about the small arms fire. I am worried about that, though. my side gunners doing literally nothing? Okay. I guess it's just cheerleader squad. Although I have to say, this tank controls a lot better than the one in Call of Duty World War II.
Train tracks. There's a train yard on the other side of this hill. We're looking for a main road just past it. This is a staging area. They're fixing to retake Cambrai.
So we drive straight through.
And what? Let them surprise everyone at the rendezvous.
So what's the plan?
We have to take the initiative. If we hit them hard past here, we can
Make a difference. Alright, let's go make a difference.
Right. Keep moving. Keep them confused and off balance, and let's hope they don't realize we're on our own.
There you go.
It's like right in front of me, man. Come on.
Keep us moving. Use cover where you can. Knock out that gun crew!
Let's repair here a little bit. Hopefully nobody throws grenades at us. Whoa, alright.
There's a bleeder right there!
I'm glad I got its tracks.
How do you like that, Fritz? Look upon Queen Face, you Jerry's.
That's a lot of grenades. Ow.
Fitz wants a fight. Who's gonna stop her? Light tank, you see?
I see it.
Just a gun. Shit! Tank down!
We're fine. Keep moving.
All right, keep your hats on, lads.
So what are we supposed to do in this train yard? Secure the... Okay. Boo, 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 boo. Blam. I think we got all the tanks, right? We're just cleaning up infantry at this point. Nope, there's still one more.
Ready.
There we go.
He's done for. Enemy group coming in. Let's just hightail it for Cambrai. Straight down the main road.
That's exactly where they'll be coming from. Edwards, find us a position so we can hit them when they arrive.
Where are they coming from? He did- You didn't tell me where they're coming from. They're like, get in position. Like, where? You said they're coming down the main road, right? Oh, there they are.
I see it.
That's it, smash that bastard.
Keep us steady, Trevor. Troops in open, let's pick them off. McManus, put that fire out.
It's bad, we're gonna die.
Shoot again.
Shit. Yeah. That was a bad position. But now I know where they're gonna be. Now I know where they're gonna be.
Enemy group coming in. Let's just hightail it for Cambrai. Straight down the main road.
That's exactly where they'll be coming from. Edwards, find us a position so we can hit them when they arrive.
Up that hill looks good on top of those rocks. Damn, the sun's in our eye.
FT still mobile. Little Winnie still moving. We got the little bastard. We're fine. Keep moving. How do you like that, Fritz? Get behind them. The armor is weaker there.
Wait, where did he say the armor is weaker?
Good job. Let's go.
Alright, so there's 2 trucks and 1 more tank. Never mind. How am I overshooting that much? Haha, you're stuck.
Where are you? Go.
There we go. Long turn. Got that long range gun down.
Infantry closing. Shoot them down.
Where is that 3rd tank? There you are.
Knock out that gun crew.
God, good.
Keep me in the line with that light tank. Yes! Tank down!
That counterattack wasn't as stiff as
Yeah, I'm fine. Let's get Bets doing what she does best. Moving fortress, line me up. That'll do. We're good to go. You show him.
I've immobilized it already. Take that. Take that. Mobilized. Oh, I thought I immobilized second one. Now they're playing the theme.
Keep us moving. Use cover where you can.
Yes, that's it.
Good work, but let's not get...
I know those two are still alive, but I immobilized. Well, I thought I immobilized them. Never mind.
That's for Pritchard.
I'm gonna kill the other one before it fixes itself.
Burn, you Jerry bastards!
Take that.
You shooting, McManus? That's it, smash the tiny bastard!
Bam, take that.
Nice job, McManus! We only bloody did it, boys! You did it, girl! Next stop,
Oh no, Captain!
Sir, Edwards, get moving. Oh no, don't you go thinking you can drop dead on us now.
One of the things I was also really pleased about with the
Tired from all the
RE2 remake
Come on now.
video is the fact that I'm glad a lot of people who watched it agreed. Yeah, that's mostly how I would have spliced together the events too. I was gonna post a really long explanation of.
Artillery! Drive, drive!
Oh.
Are you okay, Edward?
And this is where our little tank crew dies.
Sorry, Bex.
Everyone except for me gets roasted. We were a tank crew of like 4 people, and one of them died early in the mission, so it was like us 3 guys. There was the plucky, optimistic one, the stiff upper lip captain, because we're British, and the smarmy asshole guy, who was this guy, who we initially hate, and then are supposed to like towards the end.
We woke.
And we're the guy who likes to do things by the rules. It's symbolism because I was a driver before and I prized my clean gloves, and my drop my bloodstained gloves with Black Bess, the first tank I ever drove. It's symbolism, I think. More than 300 tanks. Yeah, it was me versus 299 apparently. I was about to say, because this was 1918, I'm like, didn't the war end in 1917? But maybe that's just US involvement. I guess they were still cleaning up stuff in 1918. I don't know. I don't know when the British said it was over. I thought it was when the enemies surrendered, but alright. There are 6 episodes in this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through probably 3 of them, you know? Depends on how long they are, I guess. Because this first one took me about 2 hours. Ooh, this one might be right up my alley. British Royal Flying Corps. I do love the flying. That's the one thing I always did like in Battlefield was the vehicles. Vehicles were always done super well. Let's see, this one, you're part of the Italian shock troopers. Let's see. Ooh, this one we're storming the beaches under naval involvement. That's cool. Oh yeah, this one. This one was the one they highlighted in the commercials. Where like you're with Lawrence of Arabia fighting against the Ottoman Empire and there's like lots of horses and trains and stuff like that. And you play like this female freedom fighter. And then there's this one where you play as the Harlem Hellfighters, US 369th Infantry. The all-black infantry, that was really famous. But we're gonna go in order.
Before I got to Europe, I had never seen an aeroplane in real life. High above, they twisted and turned like flocks of birds dancing. There was a romance around the pilots, these new swashbucklers of the skies. But the reality was, most of these brave young men would eventually end up back on the ground in twisted smoking wrecks.
Alright, let's fly. Superior German engineering. What are you gonna do?
I have nothing left to bet, you idiot.
The plane.
That's rich. Oh, why the hell not? I've got you beaten anyway.
Yeah.
What have you got? Hmm? Wipe your mouth, Blackburn.
I wasn't supposed to.
Ha ha ha.
But you know, I'll be taking that plane anyway.
What the bloody hell? You lost.
How did he do that? While playing cards with you, how did he tie you to a chair?
Aeroplane, and you're kind of a jackass.
I beat you fair and square, goddammit! Stay the hell away from my kite! Oh, you bastard! You can't do this to me! I beat you! I beat you!
My name's Clyde Blackburn. I'm a pilot.
And apparently a scammer as well.
If you asked me to name my biggest fault, I'd have
That
to
you're a
tell
cheater.
You, I'm just not a very
okay,
honest
yeah.
person.
And this is supposed to be our who we're playing as.
Welcome aboard. I'm Wilson, by the way. You must be George Rackham.
Sure, I'm Rackham. I'm your guy.
Wow, what an asshole. I guess they're like, you know, the war takes all kinds. We're not judgmental.
You're George Rackham, son of the 4th Earl of Windsor.
That's right.
He's just some not... Plus, he's like, he's definitely not British. But I think that's the whole point, is that he's just some asshole.
The Bristol was everything it was advertised to be. A pure joy to fly. It was a crisp, sunny day.
Some beautiful looking
Everything
mountains,
would've
though.
been perfect had I only been alone.
Hey back there! It's a great day for a picnic, don't you think?
Right, you see that plane up ahead? You need to catch up with it.
Alright, first things first. I know they prefer it, but I do not prefer inverted controls.
Yeah. So listen.
There we go, much better.
Place, maybe we pick up a couple of girls.
What are you talking about? Girls! This is a test flight. You need to follow the route that plane is setting for you.
Okay, you're the boss, apparently.
Bristol F2A. It's brand new.
Now let's get a feel for the yoke. Stay close on his tail. All right, keep this distance. Catch up, close the gap.
Hang on, Wingnut. Piece of cake.
Let's see how she handles in a gunfight. Guns are unsafe, just in case you get some fancy ideas.
You're starting to get me. How sweet.
The Bristol will handle like the other planes. Less throttle means you can make tighter turns.
I'm having fun.
I have to say, this flies a lot better than World War II did. World War II, that flying mission was not super fun. Wasn't enjoying it.
Good flying, though some of it wasn't exactly by the book.
So toss the damn book and live a little. Where's he going now?
Leave him. See those target balloons? Weapons check. Fire at will.
I can do that. Yeah, this is one heck of a kite.
There are still more balloons. Move in and fire.
Roger that.
You see those targets on the ground?
Yeah, I see them.
Try using the rockets on them. Get a feel for hitting the ground targets.
Well, that was bad. Didn't pull up enough. Sorry, Blackburn. Killed you off in 1917.
You see those targets on the ground?
Yeah, I see them.
Try using the rockets on them. Get a feel for hitting the ground targets.
Accents easily. Probably be speaking French by the time we got to Jerry's beat.
I see.
You're a very suspicious man, Wilson. Has anyone ever told you that?
Awfully suspicious.
Jesus Christ! Germans! What do we do?
What do you think? We shoot them down.
All right, let's rock and roll. Of course they're shooting back.
Thanks for the update, Wingnut.
Bridges on our tail! Move! Move! That didn't sound so good!
Another one. Did we count, Wilson?
Whatever gets us back on the ground quickest!
This feels really nice, by the way. Enjoying this. See ya.
You got him! You got him!
Yeah! Come on, boys. Who's next?
Looks like there's only one left!
Whoa.
Watch for the dead!
The other guy hit me! I didn't... The other guy hit me! Oh my god. Killed by my own ally. Mid-air collision. Brutal. That wasn't even on me.
Is that the engine? Giving her the gun might have thrown something off. Repair what you can from up front.
I will eventually probably do a GTA recap.
I see him. Hang on to your knickers.
I'm not gonna lie, the stories for GTA, some of them are actually pretty good. Despite how crass and controversial the main games can be. In terms of stories, many of them are not bad. Clip 2 of them, take that.
Hold on. You all right back there?
I've been better.
You doing okay back there, Winston? Blow smoke? Let me finish that off for you.
That's one down.
The debris. You know, over in America, they say debris. But I get it. Good music kicking in. Gotcha. Got him.
Where do you think he's going?
That way. And we're going after him.
How long have you been flying? 5 hours. Why are we pursuing this one enemy craft? What are they going to report here? Guy was doing flight training, shot down 1, lost 7. It was a cutscene. We couldn't kill him.
What are you doing? We should turn back!
To hell with base.
Like, are we even military, or are we just a bunch of assholes? Oh man, that must have been rough to be that one guy. There's no way all those anti-air guns on just us did not hit us. Oh, that's cool, using the war camera like that. Hey, that's recon. Don't die, Winston.
You okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Let's get these pictures back to base immediately. All right.
That's how we accidentally discovered where Germans were keeping their munitions for half the Western Front. And Wilson's pictures would help HQ launch.
And I would be shot for impersonating an
There was
officer.
just one problem.
I'm not sure about this.
Come on. We did a great thing. We'll get medals for this.
We weren't even supposed to be there.
You're not even supposed to be here.
Sees these pictures, he won't care. We did a great thing. We can do it again.
I'll make you a deal. If we pile up on this, then you need to promise me that you'll get me back in one piece.
Sure.
I need your word.
Okay, I promise.
I promise we won't die in a cutscene later.
Stay here. And don't cause any trouble.
You know, I did like the guy. But he was kind of naive.
Sir, you might want to take a look at these.
Saints alive, your man must be
One hell of a pilot. Before we knew it, we were
Yeah, the stereotype for like, I'm an ace pilot, baby. I can change the war by myself.
first we'd have to down the barrage.
There was
Jesus, imagine being a lookout on a blimp.
I had a friend
Next,
who was Air
we'd have to deal with
Force,
their anti-aircraft trucks.
and
The assault was
one of the
always
things he
full
said
swing
pilots,
without
fighter pilots have, it's an old joke that they sometimes say, is that
to their target with the
all fighter pilots think they're God, but God doesn't think he's a fighter pilot.
The course of the whole damn war, they said. Safe to say, Wilson was less than thrilled.
Something like that. I'm probably paraphrasing. But yeah, I think the ego of fighter pilots is something that maybe not be overstated.
Down those cliffs! Clear the way for our bombers!
Easy enough. Watch my back.
Jericho, on our tail!
Shit. Alright. It is hot up here.
Shoot those cliffs!
Working on it. There's like 7 planes up here. I think the cocky pilot stereotype is common because it's probably very true. Whoa, let's hit one of our guys. I like this because the throttle's really responsive. Like almost too responsive. I doubt it was this smooth during actual World War I, but man, I like it. Like, adjusting the speed and the pitch is very smooth in this. There are 3 guys on me. Jesus Christ. Alright, we're thinning the herd. Sound design is also very good. Gotcha, dead to rights. I see you. You want to dance? About to say, can these blimps really resist torpedoes? Yeah, I'm working on it. Whoa! Okay, that was kind of close. Alright, it's getting a little hot up here. But yeah, no, I'm really glad that, because I spent a good bit of time writing and then having to rewrite RE2. If I were to ever do a behind-the-scenes thing of RE2, I would say I was almost ready to publish it, and then when I read some articles and interviews, and then they said, actually, because at first I was writing it based on if there was only 2 Mr. X's, where each one encountered Claire, one encountered Leon. But, because there's 2 that appear in Hunk's scenario. So I'm like, okay, there's 2 in the station. It makes sense, because in the original RE2, there were 6 tyrants that were deployed to the city. You encounter one of them. Actually, I think you encounter 2 of them in the course of the story. But there's 6 total, and I thought, okay, surely they're doing that again. But they never show that. They don't show Tyrant being dropped from an Umbrella helicopter. They don't show why the helicopter that smashed into the police station even was shot down. There were a couple of interesting story events that the writers chose not to show why they happened. They just happened. One of which being why Tyrant was even there to begin with. So there is no A and B scenarios. The first thing we have to clarify. And that's especially true because the tyrant that chases Claire is killed by William Birkin. So it's impossible that it's the one that Leon fights at the end of the game, because he's straight up destroyed. So there would have to be two tyrants. However, since there's only one tyrant, and the one that Leon fights has to be the one that Leon fights, then that means that Claire has to have never encountered the one that she encounters. And that's why I was able to quickly edit out the scene where they first encounter Birkin in the underground. These fuckers are killing all my bombers. Engage enemy fighters, already on it. And so... So that's why it's super important that, that's a third glancing blow I've had. These are some reckless German pilots here. Jesus, guy. And also, the way that it's written, it's interesting. Look, listening to some of the interviews that the writer did, he originally wrote one giant campaign. And it was very similar to the classic AB scenario, where first half of the game, you take care of one, or rather, you kept zapping between the two. There was the zapping system, kind of like RE0, where you're controlling both of them, and they're both doing different things, but at the same time, but they're both doing things. And then Capcom went and told him, no, we're not going to use the zapping system anymore. You need to write it as if they're both doing everything, but the things that have to happen is Tyrant needs to die, William Birkin will be the final boss, and Annette Birkin has to die. Like, those were the constants. And the writer was like, what? That doesn't make sense in some of the situations. And it really doesn't. If you play both the first and second run, it doesn't make sense. Like, the one that I mentioned in Super Chat was Annette Birkin has to appear in the lab talking to Leon so he can reveal that Ada is a spy, but she also has to talk to Claire and then get Devil to save Sherry. That both of those events have to happen, but in both the scenarios, Annette dies afterwards. To me, the scene that makes the most sense, though, is the fact that Annette Birkin dies after saving her daughter. More so than her dying after shooting Ada. And the shooting Ada thing doesn't even matter because... Lower pitch, lower pitch, lower pitch. Whoa, what just happened there? As, they just keep respawning. And the thing with Ada being shot doesn't even matter because she slips and falls because the walkway collapses, and like the fact that she got shot in the arm means literally nothing. So that's why it's okay that I edited out the fact that Annette shoots Ada for this, because it literally doesn't even matter. No, that's just it. You maybe, like, here's the thing. RE2, the original one, was still messy because the A and B scenarios, I still had to edit it. A and B scenario was not clean. The A and B scenario was very much not clean. It was... There were a lot of edits that have to happen in the A and B scenario in the original RE2. In fact, RE2 Remake is cleaner written than the original RE2. I can say that for a fact. Having to be the person to script both events, RE2 Remake did a smoother job. It's just that what also made it... Whoa, come on, man. Again, I'm killed by an ally. Jesus Christ. The problem is that they clearly changed the writing, but you could tell based on how strongly certain character bonds were written and that there was clearly more conversation points. Oh, do I have to restart the whole thing? Because in the original RE2 Remake, it was a lot more complicated, because the A and B scenario... Yeah, they do. Man. Let me lighten up some of this AA resistance. I've been killed by my allies way more than I've been killed by the enemy fighters. That should be it for anti-air. Nope, one more. Working on it. To me, the challenge of writing RE2 Remake was the same challenge as doing the Resident Evil 1. Because Resident Evil 1 is another one of them where they intended both campaigns to be canon, but that's impossible. So you have to do some janky stuff with the story to make it work. And again, you have to make decisions of who encounters what, and who's where, and all that, and it's not clean. It sucks, but that's how Capcom wrote it.
Enemy fire! Enemy fire! He's still in one piece. Tricky son of a bitch.
But yeah, RE2 Remake is one of those where I feel the remake is stronger than the original in almost everything except for the fact that, like I said, the relationship between Leon and Sherry is non-existent, while Leon was a very big part of Sherry's development in the original RE canon. And that part I was sad to see go, but at the same time, like I said, all the supporting characters, Marvin, Ada, Annette Birkin, they got significantly better writing. So there were some trade-offs. Overall, though, there are way more pluses to the remake than minuses. And that's why I tell people the remake is so good because it doesn't replace the original. It actually doesn't. And that's an official Capcom thing. RE2 Remake does not replace the original RE2 in the canon of the timeline. It doesn't. So they exist, they coexist just fine. And that to me is such a really cool thing. Most remakes seek to replace the one that they had. No, the new one, the new remake does not replace the original one in the canon at all. It also couldn't because there were way too many discrepancies. That's why it really is safe to call it a reimagining, because it really does. It's its own canon. And I think that it looks like RE3 Remake's going to be the same way. It's kind of like they just... Because one of the things you have to also remember is that after RE7, they did say they were going to reboot, or RE7 was considered to be the finale. They were thinking about rebooting the entire franchise. But I think instead of rebooting the entire franchise, it looks like they kept RE1, and then RE1 just kind of branches in a new different direction with RE2 and now RE3. So now there's two timelines, basically. The classic timeline and the remake timeline. And honestly, because 2 did such a great job establishing itself, I'm okay with this. Whoa, almost didn't want to get killed by my ally again. Man, these guys just teleport in, I swear. Get wrecked. Oh my god, now I actually shot one down. Amazing.
Bloody hell, that was close.
Man, it always feels like just one bomber makes it. There we go. But yeah, in conclusion, RE2 Remake was great because it stands on its own, creating a familiar yet decidedly different direction for the game series. That not only encapsulates what made it great, but also respectfully takes the themes it did and pushes them in a new, potentially more interesting direction.
The bird was busted. She buried her nose in no man's land a half-mile due west of where I went down. Wilson, the poor sap, didn't make it out. That was his bad luck.
What a dick.
I had more pressing problems.
Man, Blackbird is the biggest dick. I have zero sympathy for Blackburn. I don't feel he's a sympathetic rogue.
Was für ein Haufen Scheiße, das hast du nicht verdient. Geh nach Wachdienst. Der Hauptmann ist so ein Arschloch. Hallo? Nicht so laut, du Idiot!
No, that's just it though, Nanomaster. You're forgetting, they're both canon. Oh, so melee kills are not silent. Okay, I thought they were. The new Ari is canon, but so is the old Ari. There's 2 different timelines now. Because if you try to use Ari 2 Remake as a canon to replace the old Ari 2, then it doesn't work, and the entire timeline doesn't work. They were not at all concerned about that. Long series tend to have very convoluted things when it comes to the timeline. Where am I supposed to go? No objective. Anywhere is fine? I clearly can't go anywhere because if I leave in some direction, they'll be like, oh, you're leaving the battlefield.
Meine Füße bringen mich um.
Because
I'm just gonna say I've had plenty of practice moving quietly. Out the back of bars, bedroom windows, you don't need the details. Anyway, once those Germans were gone, I put my skills to work, heading west towards the British front. Quiet as an alley cat.
when you're an asshole like me, you get used to running. And the quieter, the better. So one thing you also notice as you're reading the articles on what's canon is that Capcom says both versions of the first run are canon.
Were German trenches and German guns. Oh, and half the population of Berlin.
So it technically didn't matter which is first run or which is second run, but it also kind of does matter because whoever does second run fights William Birkin in his final form. And since that's really more of a Claire thing than a Leon thing, so she's the one who's been fighting Birkin this entire time, that's the reason why I chose to make it Leon first run, Claire second run. It just, and honestly, the way it works, it's a lot better too, because Leon having more of a relationship with Marvin, his conversations and interactions are way better than Claire's. 100%. And Claire's interactions with Annette Birkin are way better than Leon's. Because Leon literally only meets Annette Birkin twice. Once when she shoots him, accidentally. Do you love me a silenced weapon? And the other time is, of course, at the very end when she suppresses G. Birkin. Like, that's it. He has zero other interaction with her. As opposed to Claire, who has the whole Sherry interactions, talking with her, working with her, slight Annette redemption. It's way better that way. It's very clear that the original script was written as Leon doing the interactions he did mainly in the first run, and then, of course, Claire in the second run. But according to Capcom, I've alerted an enemy. Guess we're going loud. I like this gun, but damn it, they just don't want to give us ammo for it. I guess I'm too spoiled by Call of Duty having ammo boxes everywhere. stealth kill this guy real fast. And so according to them, in terms of the canon, both first runs are canon according to them. They're like, oh, but consider them, it's like, how can both first runs be canon? It's impossible. They said, oh, well, just consider both like parallel universes. I'm like, so now we have to treat each RE2 main campaign as a separate parallel universe. No thank you. I'd rather stitch in second run onto the first run rather than treat both first runs as canon. I'm like, that's... Capcom was just very sloppy when it came to establishing RE canon with RE2. I think they didn't want to step on literally anybody's toes, but in not making a decision, it makes things a little bit worse. The only thing that's confirmed is that RE2 Remake does not replace the original RE2 canon. That has never been stated, and Capcom will probably never do that, given the popularity of it. And it doesn't have to. They were going to reboot the franchise anyway, and they've already done it. RE2 Remake is its own canon. RE3 Remake is a sequel to RE2 Remake. I don't need to worry about that guy. Oh yeah, people on the internet are all over it, trust me. Just like every other fan base, everybody's got their own opinion and theory. And I hate that crap. Most people's, in fact, almost everybody's theory is a complete waste of time. The moment you tell me something's a fan theory, you just got a hard out on me. Some fan theories are kind of interesting. The mass majority, in my opinion, are a waste of time and brain power.
Those trenches were packed full of the Kaiser's finest. But hopefully, most of them would be looking for trouble coming the other way. Hopefully.
That guy had 3 bullets in his gun? Good lord. They did not trust that man. Is that a silencer? No. Oops. How did that guy not see me? We're loud. I'm not going back to turn off that alarm. Not worth it. Well, that's just it, though. The new The new RE games are 100% like standalone games that work on their own. They're such different products than the original. They basically are new games. I know how you feel. Most remakes are just reselling the old games, but that's what makes RE2 Remake and RE3 Remake so special, is the fact that they're not. They are not reselling the old game again.
No Man's Land was a maze of barbed wire, dead bodies, and debris. But I held my course. Did anything survive the crash that might be useful?
Yeah, I know how you feel about it, but that's just it. It's kind of like, take another one. Take the Prey game that we just played. That game was fantastic. That game has also jack all to do with the original Prey, other than the name and the concept that we're fighting shape-shifting aliens. That's it. It has nothing to do with the original one. When there's such a gap in distance, isn't it okay to reboot something? At first, I was object to Prey, but then I actually played it and found out it was really good. I was also like, why don't they just make a sequel? Why have they reboot it? Even though the first one was kind of meh. It's because they did want to start something new.
Come on! Which is it? Put your cards on the table, Blackburn.
He was gonna kill him? What a dick! Man, Blackburn, irredeemable asshole.
You're not George Rackham, are you? Son of the fourth bloody Earl of Windsor. How naive do you think I am? Ah.
Let's get out of here.
In no way does this redeem him.
The guy was losing a lot of blood. I didn't have much time to get them.
This is your bloody fault.
It's not my fault. I flew the plane.
Germans aren't really known.
I gotta drag this fucker past No Man's Land. Good lord. Besides, aren't we running back to our guys? And he's like, Wilson's like, this guy's a traitor, shoot him! Blam, blam, blam.
Wilson said I was a no-good, lying son of a bitch. I brought him home because I think he's probably right. And I hate that fact more than I can tell you.
No, he's nothing of the sort. He's a cheat, a thief, and a liar. And he'll answer for his crimes.
Nanomaster, I may have to disagree with some of your... You're very black or white on that. And I would have to say that I think there's some gray. There's gray that we shouldn't overlook. So, yes, if you were to say, well, Leon Kennedy encounters Claire Redfield and Sherry Birkin and kills a tyrant, it's like, yes, they do that in both games, but there's so much more than that. That's like saying Mario saves the princess, so why should they make more Mario games? Come on. There's much more than that. You are taking such a broad way on that.
I'm gonna speak up for you, you know.
Like, heck, even the game we're playing. Why should I play another Battlefield game where we're in World War I again? Hello, Dark.
Wilson, with me. I need a gunner. Over here. I'll do it. Rackham, let me help. You don't deserve to fly.
He's gonna get shot. Yep. Call that a mile away.
Come on, let's do this.
You sure you don't want to sit this one out?
Not a chance. You owe me a bloody medal.
All right, I got this. Are you with me?
Of course I'm.
Because if you want to list the stuff that Resident Evil 2 does the same for its original, and therefore should not be made, if you want to, we can play it both ways. I can give you a list of all the things RE2 Remake does different than the original, and therefore does stand on its own. Besides the fact that it's confirmed to stand on its own. Because there are a lot of things RE2 Remake does that the original does not do. Not just gameplay-wise, but story-wise as well. So how can it replace, or how can it compete with something that it didn't do in the first place? Yeah, Dark, we are fighting World War I right now. By ourselves, mostly. Ain't that the case? Come on, Final Plane.
That was some bloody good flying.
Well, it'll make for one hell of a story. Ah, shit. Bombers incoming.
The bombers are the threat. We have to take them down.
Now we have to destroy the enemy bombers.
I'm gonna max the throttle and dive so the gunners can't hit us. Hold on!
He's taking a dive.
Man, these pilots are doing a terrible job protecting their bombers. But I guess flying bombers is really rough. Ow, Jesus Christ. Another time when a freaking guy collides into me. Yeah. I know. I swear. Rolling. Not colliding into him.
Whoa. We got trouble. Oh no! Don't you be getting any ideas. You did say you wanted a
One of the things I think that Capcom was realizing, and I would agree with them to a point, is that as of RE7, and definitely RE6, destroy the blimp. Alright, all missiles away. X-Wings, lock S-foils in attack position. Man, blimps are sturdier than I would have thought. Yeah, I know, we're dying. Good lord, what is sawing us? Oh, we got 2 bombers on us. Or 2 fighters on us. There are so many fighters, there's no point in focusing on them. Oh, we're gonna land on the blimp? Oh my god, we land on the blimp.
I'm gonna die up there. You and your big mouth.
You okay?
But yeah, I was saying that Capcom was saying what a lot of people like myself saying, where the problem with RE is that it's getting way too long in the tooth. You have to reboot it. If you want to keep the lore any way respectable, you have to reboot it. And even, it's funny, because Leon Kennedy in Resident Evil Vendetta was like, what's the point of fighting? There's always going to be another virus. It's always come down to us. And every time we fight there's always somebody else that's just going to get another bioweapon and attack another. How many times can we do this dance over again? I love it when he says that line, because it's so true. By the time Resident Evil Vendetta comes out, it's like the lore's getting way too long in the tooth. Way too long in the tooth. You have to wipe the slate clean and start over again. So we're gonna die on this blimp. That's our legacy. A scoundrel.
Hey, you okay? I'm good. I'm okay. Find a way back up top. I'll head around to the
Because 6 was already getting way too complex with the lore. 7 took a step back from it, but it still wanted to link itself to the overall lore, which is fine. So if Resident Evil wants to survive in the new era, it needs to close it. It's had a good run. It's over 25 years old. Just let the old legacy finish and start a new one. And so that's what they're doing. They've already done it. Resident Evil 2 Remake is not a replacement for the old one. It's the continuation of the new one. Because they want to maintain something such as, well, here's Leon Kennedy's origin story. We don't want to keep it so different. Ah, I just killed 2 guys at once? Sweet. It's got a speed loader. And that's where you have to come at this, Nanomaster, is that RE2, the reason why it succeeds is because it's establishing a new timeline for the rebooted series. This is not RE overall with like the 18+ games. That's not what this is. This is RE, the new timeline. And so you can't judge the new timeline against the old timeline. You're not a stand-up kind of guy. Well, Capcom's already a step ahead of you. With the exception of the non-canon releases, or the ones that required light gun or motion controls, which were Darkside Chronicles, Umbrella Chronicles... Oh, I tried shooting the guy off him. Every single one of the mainline series is available on PC right now. Or digitally available, or they did resell them as part of physical copies for like $20 each. So for $20 per pop, you can buy any single one of the classic Resident Evil 0 through 7. And then after that, we're starting the remake series. It does suck. I think the reason why... You have to also understand that when we say remake, remake's not part of the title. It's not like Final Fantasy VII, which calls remake as part of its title. It's just called Resident Evil 2. It's just Resident Evil 2. But it's Resident Evil 2 as part of a new timeline. Because Capcom is trying to make a new timeline.
And that's my story. A selfish man.
And of course he lives. The fucking asshole always lives.
And in doing so, found he was saved himself.
Except nobody knows you did this, so everyone still thinks you're an asshole.
Mixed up in wartime, though, and you'll probably hear other versions. A rogue pilot who stole a plane, who killed his buddy, then lied, cheated, and murdered his way across half the Western Front, only to escape court-martial in the chaos of an air raid. But don't listen to any of that. What you heard from me...
Because you're such a reliable narrator.
I wouldn't tell you if it wasn't. Would I?
See, I knew they were going to do some sort of fourth wall breaking nonsense. Battlefield, why'd you have to do that? That's like the Joker. Unreliable narrator. Joker was a good movie, though. I did like that movie. I know the movie was very controversial, but I liked that movie. Alright, so that's the other vignette. Alright, so this one now is... We're Italian.
Everyone was affected by the war.
Who's narrating?
Every corner of the world was touched. The human spirit drove us to fight where no one had dared to go before. Whether it was the mountains of the Alps or the skies above, we found a way. They said this would be the war to end all wars.
Well, The Evil Within was... Remember, that wasn't Capcom.
And our will to destroy.
That was Shinji Mikami, but it wasn't Capcom. And Evil Within is its own little series. Although they have... What is it? Something World is the third game he's making right now. I can't remember. Alright, so now we're going to be an Italian shock trooper in the Alps. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, Shinji Mikami left Capcom after Resident Evil 4. That was the last one. He did 0 through 4, and that was it. He left. And he started his own company. And the first game he made was, you know, published by Bethesda, but Bethesda didn't make it. His studio made it, and it was The Evil Within, which I really liked. And then Evil Within 2, which I have not played. That's coming up on a backlog Battlefield 100%. We either win or we die. Yeah, you're not wrong on that. And he's working on a third game that isn't Evil Within, but is a horror game. And it was unveiled last year. Or it was announced last year, but we don't know anything about it yet. Hopefully we'll see something.
Are you alright? We're ready for you to cut the cake.
I like how they're artificially introducing like a sort of film grain.
These are incredible.
Yes, it was an incredible...
Man, your daughter does not sound Italian, man. You sound Italian.
You looked very handsome in that uniform.
That's not me, that's Matteo.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry, Dad. Take as long as you need.
No, it's okay, Tesoro. It's time I told you what
I have a long and boring story to tell you right before my ice cream cake melts.
Our last battle together. Just a few days after our 20th
Good faces, though.
birthday. My brother's battalion had been ordered to capture a fort deep into enemy territory. I wasn't going...
Man, what a handsome man.
I was part of a special unit. With a different
Italians, they know how to groom themselves.
Our task was to support Matteo.
Look at us armoring up, man.
We were a proud unit.
We get to play a heavy.
We changed the war for Italy.
The Arditi. Shock Trooper, baby. We're not playing nice anymore.
While Matteo was pushing forward, I had to fight up the mountain and take out anything targeting his unit.
Just hearing this story makes me worried for you.
Don't worry, I was in a full suit of armor. Besides, the Arditi were proud volunteers. We would have done anything for Italy. A church was sitting at the base of the path. Enemy troops had fortified it. I had to fight them first.
Get the fuck out of Italy. Flamethrower might be a problem, actually. Last thing you need in a suit of armor is to be on fire. So I think flame boys are our natural enemy. Yeah, fire is super effective against us. Small arms guys like this, get out of here. Alright, let's sit and rest here for... Shit, grenades are also bad. Show me the enemy, so that maybe break bends my shield. I mean, this is me crouching. There's almost no point. It's really hard to crouch in full armor.
After that, the church would be ours.
I like the little capes they're wearing. This is cool. We got a tank level that didn't suck. We got an air mission that was actually really fun. We got stealth missions that were okay. And now we get to play as a heavy armor shock trooper. Even though these are very small little vignettes, they are good displays of what the best parts of the game are. So that way you can be hyped about it for multiplayer, I understand that. But this is fun. Yeah, I bet you love seeing a heavy armor man just coming in, just kick down the door, pop, pop, get out of my face. What you gonna do about it? It's Mr. X. Come closer so my bullets may seek you. Ha 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 ha! Despair. Like, driving a tank is one thing, playing as a tank is entirely another. It's kind of nice. I got a hatchet. That was cool.
Avanti, così! Diamogli addosso! Avanti, così! Diamogli addosso!
Get wrecked. Alright, what's next?
There was an artillery gun that was shelling us and Mateo's unit. I had to destroy it.
Direct me to battle.
Right. I had to make sure he got there.
These anti-tank grenades. Do I have anti-tank grenades? A tank might just be enough to stop me, though. I'm coming, brother. Walking up a mountain in full armor is very taxing.
Matteo and the entire Italian offensive was in danger as long as that artillery gun remained. So I had to take it down.
But I'll tell you one Resident Evil game that I would like to see is, and it looks like they're kind of doing it with Resistance, is the return of something like Resident Evil Outbreak. Resident Evil Outbreak was just so ahead of its time. It was so good. Even though pretty much almost all of it was decidedly non-canon, it was still really fun. In fact, the beta for Project Resistance, I think, is this week. So I'm definitely gonna give it a shot. This gun that I have is also very powerful and very accurate. I really like it. Oh. Ow, I'm actually dying. That flame reaches very far. I am dying. Oh, I was flanked by flamethrower guys. I didn't even notice. That was close. I was down to like 2 health. Clutched. Yes, Resident Evil Outbreak. Talking about Dancing with Death. Yeah, Resident Evil Outbreak, man. That was so good. But the problem is communication was awesome.
The only way to ensure that my men were safe was to blow up the gun itself.
And that is how I died, daughter. But Papa, you are right here. Oh yes, that's right. Well, I walked it off. I got better. Okay, we got dynamite. There we go. That sounds like a much smarter idea. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Okay, so I can't actually throw one inside there, despite what it shows. So I'm just gonna put one on a couple sides here. Just stab a guy and punch him. So how do I detonate it? Okay, there we go. I just press buttons.
That
explosion was one of the sweetest sights of the war.
Sweet.
But
Oh,
there
you're right.
was
Look
no
at this
rest.
grenade. That'll take
I
out.
could see an
That'll take out.
anti-aircraft gun over the next ridge that was taking out our planes. And that was my next target.
Yeah, we only have 155 bullets. At least we got this gun. We're gonna use this gun for a little bit. Now let's use the awesome gun for as long as it lasts. Ah, this gun isn't anywhere near as cool.
The gun was manned by Austro-Hungarian troops. I had to remove them before I could use the gun myself.
I'm gonna stand here and catch my breath for a little bit. Very good. I love this beautiful Alp air. The winds, the hills are alive with the sound of music. Actually, I kind of wish I had a shotgun. A good shotgun would feel right about here. Since we're gonna have to get close to these guys anyway.
I take down the last man, but then I hear a noise that I will never forget.
Oh, all of a sudden he hustles.
They were targeting Mateos and his belongings, so I do the only thing I can.
It was me against an entire enemy bomber squadron.
Papa, stop exaggerating. You against an entire squadron? Yes. In fact, this was quite common.
We had no reinforcements. If those men were killed, our advance would be completely halted, and I would have lost Mateo.
There I was, me against 300 bomber squadrons. And no one else to support me. Yep, just let him tell his story. Just let him tell his story.
After the first few went down, they started targeting me. I had to stand my ground.
This really does sound like an old man telling a war story to his daughter, though. We're just living out the fantasy. There, and they all turned to direct against me, the real threat. On the Alpine Mountains. They knew that if they didn't stop me, the entire war would change. Yes, sirree. Walking Fortress, Andolini, they called me. How did you survive? By making every shot count. The world's most accurate anti-air gunner.
Of course. Nothing could dent it. But then the planes veered away.
My armor was crafted from ancient forbidden metals, and so it could not be harmed by the most stoutest of man's things. Then an avalanche happened and covered me, but of course I had my faithful armor on. And so nothing against nature's fury. And then a plane crashed directly into me. But thanks to my star medal, yeah. I was able to merely brush it off. And my charming, beautiful face, the one that your mother loved, fortunately was unscratched and unscathed. Why would you take off your invincible plot armor? I needed to make them think the legend died to throw him off my trail. And so I left the armor behind.
When I got up, I thought I had died and gone to hell. They blew up the mountain. They buried us. They buried themselves.
Oh God, Mateo.
I had to find him. So I went down into that hell.
Not gonna lie, if the enemy...
It was my only choice.
Whoa, are there literally two submachine guns next to each other? Just buried an entire mountain? I'd be pretty damn shocked too.
I had to find Mateo.
What the heck is the gun I'm holding? I've never seen this gun. Let's be real. We're not gonna stealth through this. At first I was gonna thought he was gonna say, and so I took the anti-air gun with me, and down the mountain I went. Nothing could stop your papa.
I started with the first thing that came through the fog. There were allies pinned inside lodges. I needed to save them.
And so I had to defend the entire mountain by yourself. Where this gun is, it is efficient. And I appreciate that. Gotta remember, I'm not Armor Man anymore. I need a rifle. Any of you guys have a rifle? That'll work.
We could hear them before we saw them. Armored vehicles coming from the enemy fort.
But you didn't have your equipment anymore.
There were crates of enemy weapons in the lodges that we scavenged and prepared
Where?
ourselves with.
We have anti-tank weapons right here. We're fine. We've got field guns. We're all good. Incidentally, can I have one of those field guns? Is that the only one we got? Gotcha. Oh. I want to be on here. Give me the gun. You're literally missing the only tank here. Shit. I guess it's up to me. Alright, what are you? Actually, that looks pretty good. But I'll save you. It is very hot out here. Yeah, I knew I was gonna die. And that is how I died, daughter. Cotiola! Ah, that explains why I couldn't self-kill flame troopers. They're immune to melee damage, apparently.
We could hear them before we saw them. Armored vehicles coming from the enemy fort.
But you didn't have your equipment anymore.
There were crates of enemy weapons in the
Ooh,
lodges
the
that we scavenged.
sniper
and
sounds
prepared
good,
ourselves
but...
with.
Actually, I think I will take that. Alright, grenades. Anti-tank grenades. That's gonna be handy. That looks a bit nicer. We're gonna roll with this big boy. We need more grenades. There we go. How come I'm not throwing it? Oh, that thing one-shots? I should have been throwing that stuff. Oh, I dug too deep and too greedily. At least, but now we know. Don't use regular grenades. Use specifically the anti-tank grenades.
We could hear them before we saw them. Armored vehicles coming from the enemy fort.
But you didn't have your equipment anymore.
There were crates of enemy weapons in the lodges.
Are these
that we
random?
scavenged and prepared ourselves with.
They kind of are. Okay. We good? They're still shelling, which is nice.
Through sheer force of will, we took out their firepower. The lodges were safe, and I had to move on.
You never said, was Mateo in those lodges?
No. The men said his unit had made it further up.
And so your father crossed across a no man's land.
hear Italian yelling, I knew my friends were trapped. Some of the things I saw, Tesoro. I had to convince myself I wasn't dead.
Like what?
Fire. Fire.
Jesus Christ, speaking of fire, I'm under fire. Alright. We need cover. I'm fucking gonna die. I died. Oof. I could visualize my mission objectives clearly, as if they were diamonds in the sky. Alright, so that path is not smart. Let's see.
Some of the things I saw, Tesoro. I had to convince myself I
I'm
wasn't
gonna take
dead.
a roundabout path,
Fire.
which I hope is a little bit more safe. Shit, there's a tank. Jesus Christ. Fuck you, flamethrower man. Jeez. Oh man, flamethrower just one-shotted me. Good lord. They have the high ground, man, and I don't exactly know where enemy placement is. There's a lot of them. Alright, take two. Yeah, we are highly flammable Italians. Granted, being coated in that horrendous flamethrower napalm is probably not too pleasant either.
Some of the things I saw, Tesoro. I had to convince myself I wasn't dead.
Like what?
Fire. Fire everywhere.
I'm just randomly clicking tag enemy because if there's anything remotely in the area, I think it'll tag it. And the good thing is, like most Italians, they have X-ray vision. And so once they see you once, they can see you no matter where they go. That's actually the reason why the Germans coveted the Italians and eventually betrayed them in World War II, is because they knew about their X-ray vision. I bet you didn't know that. I just botched that throw. Damn, how many freaking flamethrower guys are there? I am out of ammo on my good guns. Alright, what do you have? I'll take it. It fires. Shit. Good freaking lord. Man! It's like I'm going through like 10 different flamethrower guys. I need something I can fight these flamethrower guys because I'm constantly... Their range is so good. I feel like they can fire freaking 30 meters out. It's hard to push up because they have so much artillery shooting at just you. Man. Trying to take that bridge is freaking hard. I tell you.
Some of the things I saw
I knew I should have kept the sniper rifle.
I had to convince
I should have kept the sniper rifle. I didn't keep the sniper rifle.
Fire. Fire everywhere.
Okay. Maybe if we approach up here, because being down here sucks. We're gonna stick to the trenches. If we had a good shotgun, it might be nice. Alright, we gotta be fast before these flamethrower guys sit in our position. I got 30 shots on this thing.
Into the fort. I could either go
How many
through the
goddamn flamethrower guys do the Germans have?
by circling around the back.
Oh, I died either way. I didn't get a chance to finish my narration. Hopefully that was a checkpoint. Alright, good. That was a checkpoint.
There were two ways into the fort. I could either go through the underground tunnels or above ground by circling around the back.
Not through the front?
I no longer had my armor. It was impossible.
So... Here we go. Look how far that flamethrower actually had. Good lord, flamethrowers. Alright, this is what we're running with. I guess the Germans just didn't believe in shotguns. What's the matter? You don't know CQC? I don't have my gun. You think that makes me any less dangerous? And don't you know knives are a natural mage proficiency? It's a lot faster to whip out a knife than when you're closer than 3 feet than a gun. You're interesting looking. give you a ride. Dynamite seems interesting. I'm gonna stick with grenades. Is it the same thing that I have? Let me guess, I'm gonna have to fight an armored guy. Or a flamethrower man. Nope, I have to fight their armored man now. Yeah, I'm dead as hell. Oof. Well, if I had a flamethrower, he'd be no big deal. I was gonna toss all my grenades at him. Oh, I gotta do that again? Oh no, I'm actually right here in the fight. Okay. Oh, I see. You're that kind of guy. Got him. I'm shaving it very close to death. That grenade is not nice. Kind of sucks, actually. Damn. Yeah, I don't like this gun. This gun sucks. I was trying to find the big machine gun that hopefully the big guy was having. Oh, you're one of my guys. My bad, sorry. I was hoping I could get the high ground on him. Oh, jeez, he's right behind me. Fuck. Hey, Dark, welcome back. Thank you, I hope you liked it. One comment that I thought was kind of funny, by the way, was somebody who commented like, "Oh, I thought all you did was Final Fantasy videos." I'm like, man, really? Not even the recommended video feed tells you that I do way more than just Final Fantasy videos? Like, if you look at my front page, I clearly do more than that. I didn't even start with Final Fantasy videos. I started with Kingdom Hearts.
I don't know how. I just know
Mateo! Mateo! Mateo!
I still think about that field. Every day.
He happened to find his brother among all those bodies. Oh no, he didn't. He's checking on all of them. Okay.
I'd almost stopped looking. Started giving in to the hope that Mateo had escaped. And then...
No! No!
No, Mateo! At least you found his body. He could have been in that landslide and then you never would have known. All things considered.
He never got old.
That's a very nice way of putting it. He never got older. That's kind of a sad way of putting it too.
Who decides such things? Buon compleanno, Mateo.
That means happy birthday. I don't know Italian, but I can break down both those words. Buen sounds like bueno, which means good, or happy, or something positive. And cumpleaños, that's very similar to exactly Spanish cumpleaños, which is feliz cumpleaños, which is happy birthday. So buen cumpleaños also means happy birthday in Italian. Like I said, all the romantic languages are pretty much the same. Not identical, but you can figure out a good bit of one if you know the other. That was a pretty decent chapter too, I have to say. Definitely a lot more aggressive. I wasn't allowed to ever hang back and chill out like I like to. Had to get dirty. And honestly, that's right on time. So, there are 6 war stories here, and we did 3 of them. So we will wrap up this next week. So the way we're spacing this out now is Sunday Squad. We're mostly going to be playing, backlog Battlefields. And right now I'm playing Battlefield 1, and then once we're done with this, I'm playing Battlefield 5, because I have both those games and I never played the campaign for either. But they both do this thing where they play small vignettes instead of one very long campaign. So we're gonna be fighting in World War I and then World War II again for the next couple weeks. And then on Tuesday, we're doing Dungeoneering. So Tuesday team is all about the tomb raiding and the Dungeoneering. And we'll start Rise of the Tomb Raider on Tuesday. And then Wednesday's an unofficial day. I can start whenever, but it's mostly me just doing, unless we're right there at a game at the end and I want to finish it. Wednesday's mostly gonna be just Destiny grind days. So that's mostly the schedule. It's kind of weird to have a schedule. I usually don't have a schedule. It's funny, I have somebody on Twitter who's always asked, so when's the next recapitation coming? It's like, you should know, for the past 10 years, I never commit to a date. I never commit to a specific date. The only thing you can count on, and even then I've missed a couple years, is April 1st being April Fool's Day video. That's it. There have been a couple years where I posted, I think, one day earlier, but it was at night, so it doesn't count, because depending on where you are in your time zone, it technically counts as the first, but whatever. But yeah, it's like, never ask me when something's out. It's gonna be out when it's out. Come on. So. Yeah, I know. Yeah, see, I made the weekend release, just like I said I would. And I am deep, like, absolutely just spending so much of my free time right now, which is very much because I'm not working right now, getting the next recapitation done, the 100th one, because I have basically 1 week to get that done. And I don't want to spend all week getting it done, so... It's an RPG, you guys know what it is, and it's long, so doing what I can to play it as fast as possible. Alright, thank you so much for hanging around. Good talking to Manted Man, Nanomaster Dark, and yeah, I'll see you on Tuesday, where we'll pick it up on more Tomb Raiding. So thank you so much for watching, I'll see you in the next Battlefield.